What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back out here in these YouTube streets. So today we got the Sonic Boom of the South versus the Mighty Marching Hornets, along with the JSU versus the Stingettes. I think this is going to be a good one. I'm kind of excited for it. We're going to do the 0 quarter and then the 5th quarter in the same video. And then the next video, I like to do the field shows by themselves because I have a different way I do the field shows. I'm excited about both of these. Both are heavy hitters. The bands are heavy hitters. Alabama State sounds amazing this year. They sound amazing, man. They're normally their arrangements be on point. Normally the arrangements be pretty good. I like the arrangements. They don't be too intricate at times, but it gets the job done. Like they execute very well. They execute it very well. So sometimes Jackson State, as powerful as they are, they have a lot going on with their arrangements sometimes. Sometimes like less is more, especially with how they play. I think less is more, but a lot of times they knock it out the park. So, we'll see. I'm excited for both captains going head to head like this because both these have been the two of the best captains this year so far. Like I haven't seen anybody better. They've been killing it from start all the way up until now. Like it's like they know exactly. It's like they had a vision for their squad and they executed, hit the ground running, executing their plan. So I like it. I want to take this time to shout out all the media teams like Showtime Web, Band Raw, Killer Kev, Smash Time. I really like Smash Time because he give us the dance reviews. He one of the few that does it. But make sure y'all get a chance. When you get a chance to, make sure y'all go show your appreciation to those guys and to those media teams, because I know it's not cheap to travel, especially with the way this economy is going. Hell, I'm in the army. I'm in the military. I'm in the United States military, and I didn't even get paid today. I am devastated, and I still got to go to work. I can't be like, I ain't coming to work. Y'all ain't paid me. I signed on the dotted line 15 years ago, so we got to go to work regardless, man. So keep everybody, you ain't by yourself. All right, let's get started. With round 1. Okay. Starting off with a little mini band. Let the Stingettes know they came They let the Stingettes know they here. Get ready. I like it. Everybody's together. I love the fact that legally there's a standard now. I've always said before with their count, because everything is so big with the arms. A lot of times people do it fast, they put the moves off, and that is. You see every movement in the count. Every movement. I love it. So there's a standard there. I'm expecting to see that from every JSU from now on. Because it can be done. You don't have to cut your moves short. They look good. That was the best. Right there. I heard Alabama State warming up. Y'all got to do that in the parking lot. Alabama, it's time to hit the ground running. I can't lie, y'all. That was good. I have nothing bad to say. Of course, they're gonna boo it's Jackson State, but I have nothing bad to say. I like what both bands did, but I'm gonna give the edge to the Sonic Boom. I'm gonna give the edge to the Sonic Boom. I like what they did all around the whole. So I'm gonna give it. Yeah, I like what they did, and especially what Alabama State did. I love how they played that song, but I'm gonna give the edge to the Sonic Boom of the South for the first round. And as far as dancers, dance lines, I'm gonna give it to the sets. I like what the sets came out with. They came out swinging, definitely for that first round. All right, let's keep going. Second round. They look good. They are dancing. Jesus. What's the dancer man, y'all, behind Lily in the middle? She's killing it. Good God. Dude, y'all can tell me her name. Damn, she was dancing. Is it a vet? There you go. Gotta pay attention, y'all. Everybody stay standing. Gotta pay attention. But that was good, though. It's Milli Vanilli. Yeah, it's Milli Vanilli. This is one of my favorite songs by them. I like this song. It's one of my favorite songs, y'all. It's in my playlist. I have to go back and listen to them playing that again. Yeah. This is gonna be a good battle. This is gonna be a good battle, man. I'm enjoying this already. We only 2 rounds in. Yeah, so that I'm gonna give that round to the Mighty Marching Hornets. Definitely. They played the hell out of that song. Milli Vanilli is a lot of people don't know about that group, but they got sued for like lip syncing. It wasn't actually their voices. And the crazy part is they could actually sing, but Hollywood back then and the way the industry was, they didn't give them an opportunity to. They already had singers, they had songs already recorded and brought them in as far as just the look wise, the whole look. They had with the braids and everything. But yeah, that's crazy. But I like that song. That's one of my favorite songs by them. So I'm gonna give that to the Mighty Marching Hornets and to the Stings. I like what the Stings did. It was perfect row by row. count selection, perfect. I like what she did. Yeah, so I'm gonna give round 2 to the Mighty Marching Hornets and the Stingettes. All right, let's go round 3. What song is this, y'all? Can y'all help me out here? I already played this last week. But it's like they put power. That Kanye West, it's like they put power in this. I couldn't figure out what the song was. This one of the songs I was talking about where they have a lot going on in their arrangements. But still, it still sounds good though. Yeah, y'all help me out. What's the name of the song right here? That's so good. See? It sounds like power right here. But yeah. Sounds good though. I just don't know what the song is. Hey. I like it. I like it. The sets are good too. It's okay, y'all. It's called. I love that count, especially when everybody's arms looking that way. Look at that. That looks so eye appealing. Especially when everybody's arms look the same like they do here. I love that count. Let's switch the counts up. Yeah, that sounded good. I couldn't even lie right there. What's that? Was round 3. I gotta give that actually. I like the way the Sonic Boom played that song. I'm gonna give it to both because I think the Mighty Marching Hornets, even though they played that song a lot, they executed it. Like I said, I told y'all their arrangements, although they don't be all that intricate, but they execute. They execute. So I enjoyed that. So I'm gonna give it to both. The Sonic Boom. I just wish that arrangement didn't sound so much like power, like that middle bridge part. I wish they could. I don't know what the name of the song is. It's hard to tell. And if it's a mashup, that's fine. But that's one of the points I was trying to make when their arrangements sometimes have too much going on, you know. But I'll give that to both. I think both executed well. And that song that the Sonic Boom played sounds really, really good. And for round 3, I'm gonna give it to the sets. I like the way the sets look on that one. They look really, really good. Damn sure do. They look good on round 3. So let's go to round 4. Yeah, I like that. I think he's trying to move towards the middle a little more. I love the beat song. I'm a fan of her. She got the package. Body, dance, a beast. She's a beast. Good God. Man, Tamia, that count is perfect with that beat. Damn, that was perfect. Count selection. Yeah. Round 4. I like what both bands did. I do. I like what both bands did. I'm gonna give it to both. The bands are killing it. They are killing it. They're giving these ladies something to dance to. As far as the dance line, I'm gonna give it to the Stings. I like what the Stingettes did. Definitely like what the Stingettes did. That was perfect. Her count selection is what did it for me. That count selection was top tier. It was just top tier. It just sold it. Especially that count she did when the beat came back in. That dun dun dun. Like that was, man, wow. That is count. That's knowing your music right there. That is musicality. That is knowing it. That's knowledge right there. That's doing your homework. That's absolutely. I love it. All right, let's do round 5.
Of reading and university success and has been in her role for 13 years. She's known by her students for entering every class by saying, stay safe and be great. Joining Mrs. Caldwell on the field is Assistant Athletic Director for Academics, Ms. Taylor Crimson. Let's hear it one more time for our professor.
That crowd was waiting on that. Everybody said, ooh, ooh, at the same time. That's funny. Everybody said, ooh, ooh. Give them pom-poms. I like how each section standing up doing their own little thing. The band. I like that. I like that. State uniform has been on point. Man, it was so good to be up there. Enjoy how this game was yesterday. I don't know if I'm gonna count this round because what is that? Just like normally like a little hype song, and then yeah, the Alabama State football team like to come, so they probably can play like a little hype song for the football team. So I'm not gonna count this round. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I thought she had more of in the middle. Come on, Camila. Count this round. So, okay. Oh, I guess I can count that. I can count this as a round. Why not? You know, both bands had a chance to play a song, and Jackson State's football team wasn't coming out yet, so. Yeah, I'm gonna count it. This is round 4. So round 4, I'm gonna give it to the Mighty Marching Hornets, and I kind of like what the sets did too with that song that they played, even though it might be just like a little regular little hype song that they normally play. But I don't care. I still like what they did to it. Even though it's just like a routine, they still look together, cohesive. So I'm gonna give that round to. I'm gonna give it to the Stings, but I like how the J-Stat still look cohesive with what they did. But I'm gonna give that round to the Stings. All right, let's keep going. Round 5. Okay, so now we're going to start with Alabama for round 5. Okay. Ooh. That beat hard. I love that kind of when Ronnie does it. Like that part when they do this. Like, it's like Shane got no back. from like their little pep rally or whatever for homecoming. And that drum major, always to the far left, I think they said his name is Jerry. He be rocking. He be rocking. The way he swing his head when he moves, he be serious. See, look, he be rocking. He be hype. I guess it's kind of hard to count that round, right? Not necessarily.
Get on your feet. It's almost time.
So that was round 5. I like what the Mighty Marching Hornets played. I do that beat was hard, man. So I'm gonna give it to them for round 5. And as far as net, I mean, you played net. You got to count it. That you had a chance to play something right there if you wanted to. So yeah, I mean, fair is fair. So I think they could have picked something else to play right there, you know. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna give that round 5 to the Mighty Marching Hornets. I like what they started off playing, even though they started playing at the same time. It's fine. And with the dance lines, I kind of saw what each one of them was doing. And I like the row by row for net. It was no need to really, do it all together. Row by row was fine. She was keeping it still hype. I'm going to go with both for that one. I'm going to go with both because I like what she was doing. Even though it was net, she was still keeping the crowd engaged and keeping them hype. And I like what the Stings was doing, definitely. So, yeah, let's keep going with that. Everybody looks good. Let's keep going to see if it's any more, if they got any more rounds coming up. It seemed like the football team is about to come out for Jackson State.
Alabama State has one hand. Let's welcome your defending national champions, JSU Tigers.
Sounds good. I'm not gonna really count that last round because Jackson State football team was coming out and they also didn't really get to play a song either. So I'm not gonna count that last one because their team was coming out and they didn't really get to play like a song actually back as well. And then obviously Alabama State was probably still just keeping the crowd hyped while Jackson State's football team was coming out. Okay, so yeah, that was 0 quarter. And then we're going to go ahead on over to the 5th quarter and see how that went. Got the 5th quarter pulled up, so let's go ahead and start that and see how the 5th quarter went. All right, looks like we're going to start with Alabama State first. And shout out to Showtime Web. I used his videos for the 0 and the 5th quarter. Is this Georgia Georgia? Oh no, not Georgia Georgia. It was too long. Let's go to Beast. On the last count, the one in front of LaBeast, she forgot to go around, so it kind of messed the Beast up because she wanted to keep up with her. That uniform is different, for sure. Definitely different. Mama, take you outside in a minute. Go sit down. Okay. I like the communication. I'm sorry, yo, my dog. She's probably ready to go outside. I'm gonna take you outside in a minute. Go sit down. Go sit down. Go. Go sit down. I'm gonna go with the sets and Sonic Boom for the first round. Yeah, definitely. I like what was the song played, count selection, everything was good. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with them for the first round. Wait, me for my headphones. All right, round 2. Let's get it. Is this the same song? Doesn't seem like it is. The same song that Jackson just played? No, not Jackson just played. Kind of sounds like that song that they played. That they mix in that power mix into. Okay. Okay. Got a little bit sloppy right there. Just a little bit. That round, I'm gonna go with the Mighty Marching Hornets for that round, and the Stingettes. I didn't really like what Jackson played too much. It was okay though. I mean, they executed. It just I wasn't really feeling it for the fifth. They should have kind of played that one probably with 0 as like a first song or something. You know, just kind of. Well, no, not really. You gotta let them know you're here. But okay, it is what it is. But I'm gonna get that round 2 to the Stingettes and Mighty Marching Hornets. Let's go. Round 3. Everybody holler and play something. Why do they sit down in the... That sit down is different. Wish upon a star? Chip and Dale. And this the Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale, the Rescue Rangers. That made me feel like I was back watching cartoons on a Saturday morning. I guess that was their version of that was their Flight of the Bumblebee. That was their Flight of the Bumblebee. And they're doing the acapella version too. Oh, if I ever. I'm loving this. The formation changes. I'm loving it. Okay. The formation changes and using, yeah. I like it. I got to get that round to the sets. And the Sonic Boom, definitely. I mean, hands down. I appreciated the Chip and Dales that the trip back down memory lane as a kid. Because those were started their morning cartoons I watched as a kid, like Darkwing Duck, The Tick, Rescue Rangers, Chippendale and all those type things. Tailspin, I love those. But definitely this round, I like the acapella version of If I Ever Fall in Love. That acapella version that they just played was a masterpiece. I loved it. And I love the formation changes, how they used all the bleachers. Layered it. They used different sections. They had the shift in formations as far as vertical and horizontal. I loved it. So yeah, that round hands down going to the sets and the Sonic Boom. All right, now we get round 4. Let's see what we got. This is Anita Baker. Or Regina Bell. One of them. Way to pay attention, ladies. Pay attention, ladies. Yeah. There's attention. Okay. Alabama, y'all still good at 0 quarter. Y'all gotta give us some more for this. Hey, 112. Let's go, baby. They look together. There you go, ladies. She should have called it for them to stop after that. I wouldn't. But look good. I'm gonna get it around to the Sonic Boom and the sets. Round 5. Chris Brown. Alright. Let's go, bro. From afar, the uniform is given like cheerleader skirt and top. That's what it kind of looks like. Just a little bit, you know, from afar though. Up close, I think I saw a little bit up close. I wasn't sure how the fringe part or that the longer part, elongated part on the top goes. It's a little different. It's different. Okay. Okay. For that round, I kind of liked. I like what the J-Sets did. I kind of like the J-Sets on that round. And for the bands, I'm gonna give it to the Marching Hornets. I like the Chris Brown joint a little better. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Marching Hornets for round 5, and the J-Sets for round 5. I kind of like what the J-Sets did a little bit better. They looked a little bit more cohesive, just a little bit. It meshed a little bit more to me. What we on now? Okay, we're going to round 6. Let's see. Keep up, ladies. There you go. Way to keep up, ladies. Okay. Sometimes I feel like somebody watching me. That's what it sounds like. Somebody's watching. Okay. I'm gonna give that round. Oh, it seemed like that was the end. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, for that round, I'm gonna definitely give it to both bands because I like what both bands did with those selections. Yeah, they both executed those selections like they were supposed to, as they were intended. So I'm gonna give it to both bands for round 6. And then, as far as the dancers, the dance lines, I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go with the Stings. I kind of like what the Stings did, even though it was just they kept up. They kept the same energy. Everybody had their eyes on the captain. I was more impressed on how she kind of worked them out. I'm always a fan of that. Even though the song was fast, they still kept up. They still managed to keep their eyes on her. They nobody really messed up for real from what I saw. And it kind of just boiled down to who executed the best to me as far as those 2 rounds with each dance line. So with that last one, I'm gonna give it to the sets. I mean, to the Stingettes. All right, so yeah, that's the end of the 5th, man. I'm fairly confident in that assessment right there, in that reaction. Definitely, I'm very confident in that. I like that. That sounds more like it because to me, the Mighty Marching Hornets were a little bit better in the 0, and for the 5th, I feel like the Sonic Boom of the South was a little bit better, was slightly better in the 5th. So yeah, that makes sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me. All right, and for the dance lines, for the sets, I got 4, and for the Stingettes, I got 2. And it can only go off of kind of what the bands played. That's why I say I'd like to react to both bands and dance line, because the dance line can only give you what the band plays, you know? So whatever the band plays, they got to kind of dance to it, you know? They got to make it happen. And I think both squads did just that from what they was given from each band, you know? I don't know if it's different from what they practice, or I don't know if they tell them ahead of time what they're playing for the 5th. Sometimes they may, sometimes they may not, because you never know what the other band's going to play for the 5th. So you might got to counter it sometimes, you know? So I think they worked with what they had, and to me, I think the Stings had more of an upper hand, even though it was a tie to me for the 0 quarter. They still kind of had more of an edge, just a little bit more of an edge. And the sets kind of brought it a little bit more on in the 5th. It makes sense. Yes, I think I got it right. I'm comfortable with it. All right, so now I'm going to go check out both field shows, and I'm going to try and get this edited and posted as soon as possible. I am off today, so today is to just relax. Even though I ain't get paid, but it is what it is, though. I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. I love a healthy debate. I keep saying that, so please let me know what y'all think down below. Comment, like, subscribe, share, whatever the case may be. But please comment. Please comment. I like to hear y'all thoughts. I want to hear what y'all think as well. I love a healthy debate, and I do my best at replying to everyone too. You know, especially if I'm taking a moment like today and just kind of sitting around. So yeah, absolutely. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe, share, whatever you got to do, and let me know what y'all thoughts. All right, see y'all in the next video. Peace.